Hi Angela, I will explain to you how to do the exercise for the week 1 in the Coursera Write Like Mozart course. Then, that is your score you have sent to me, and there are some mistakes, some problems which I will try to correct, and you can understand well the method to resolve these exercises. Well, and also some skills to handle the MuseScore program. Also, well, that is your score, that is mine. Well, yours is very joined all the bars. It's better to do two lines here, 1, 2, 3. There are 9 measures, then the first like there, okay, 4 in the first and 5 in the second line, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then with the master palette in jumps and spaces you have that symbol, and then is for when the music or the score arrives to the fourth, the mark, then it is open another line with 2 staves. Well, first, the first task we have to do is to write the bass. Well, the better system for that is, well, the first note, the more treble note, we use the 1 voice of MuseScore, and for the alto we use the green 2 voice, and in the second, the bass clef, we use the blue 1 voice for the tenor and the green bass voice, voice 2 green for the bass. We have to write the bass. It is very easy because we have the indication in the score to do that. Well, that is the key signature, that is a D major, 2 sharps, and then it is the 1 chord is the for the tonic, that is D. D, F, A, D. Have you have the document of the course here, and it's very important to follow the white lines given in this document, and that is, this exercise is all the chords are in root position, and then with root position triads double the root. Okay, the root in D is another D. Then you have the third, the 5, and the doubled the D. But that is for the second step. Now we have only to write the bass. All the chords are in root position. That means that the note in the bass is the same note marked by the Roman numerals in the indication of the teacher. Okay, and then that is 1. If there is not Roman numeral, then it's the same, okay? And then we mark aim to write notes. We write here a quarter note, okay? And it's the same, the D, 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 okay? You are right, you have written correctly that, okay? And we pass to the following chord, to the next chord. Then we have a half a note, okay? And it's the 4. Here is a 4. Then that means the note G, that is the 4th degree in the D major scale. D, E, F, G, the 4th, okay? And then we write with green voice, is the and half note. This is a G, okay? Here, G. Here we return to the the first grade of the scale of D. Obviously, that is a D. U, G, D, okay? You are right. Here we have the first grade another time, because there is not Roman numeral, then is the 1, okay? And then the note in the bass is a D, like this, 1, D, D, okay? Here you are wrong. You are writing, you have writing an A. That is wrong, okay? We can mark in red color that that note that is not good. To color a note or a symbol in MuseScore to see in inspector, okay, there is color, okay, color, then red color, accept, and then we have that is wrong. We have marked this note. Well, we follow here. That is a fifth 7. 5. The 7 is not important now. When we have to write all the notes of the chord is important, but now we know that it is a 5, and then in the bass it is the 5th degree of the D major scale. Then it is an E. E, correct. Right. Here another time the first grade of degree, the first degree in the scale, that is D. Okay. Now we need a rest of an 8th note. Okay, and we continue in the first grade, first degree of the D major scale. Then it is a D. Okay, you are writing. You have writing well, right? Okay. Here we have the 4th. 4th, that means in the bass, in the root position, is the 4th degree of the D major scale. Then we have here a G. Okay, you did right. Here is the first. Then we have here a D, the first grade. Then you are not right. D, that is not the no, it's a G. And D, but you have written an A that is bad, it is not correct. Then we can mark in red color, red. Well, 5 degree A, that is correct. First degree D, correct. 5 degree E, no, A, D, first. Sixth. From D, the sixth note is B. That is correct. Okay, B. Well, I wrote that is the A, that is D, that is half note, G, D, B, now the fifth degree is A, okay, 5 1 5 5 1 6 4, that is G, the second degree of the D major scale is E, D, E, okay, here we have the fifth A, sixth is B, D, 1 4 G. You are right, you have written correctly, okay, and then the first degree is D, here is the fourth, this G, the 5 A, and finally the last note is the first degree, the tonic, okay. Well, we can change that to this note is better than a half note, a whole note, okay. Well, then you have two bad notes, here and here, okay. Well, the following thing we have to do is to write the voices alto and tenor. We will use the two voices in music score for the alto and the first in this stuff, the blue voice, one voice for the tenor, okay. It is important to follow the rules we have here in the document of the course. With root position triads, double the root. We have in this exercise also only root positions, and then we will double the root. And it is important also to follow the principles of voice leading. 1. Keep common tones. 2. Move voices by step if possible. 3. If you can't move by step, move by smallest possible interval. And 4. Use contrary motion if possible. Also, but in root position it is not really important, is there is another rule you have to have in your mind, is avoid parallel fifths and octaves, as well as fifths and octaves by contrary motion. Well, here we have a chord in root position of the first degree of the scale, D major. Then D, well, we have here, and we double the root, D. Here is the third, and here is the 5. Well, all that is a repetition, and we can repeat without problem, okay? And then we write here a D, and here a D, and in the clef, the bass clef staff, here we have an F and an F. And then if we use these different voices, then the line of the note is up in the upper voice and is down in the lower voice, and it is more clear. We can also well, no, we go to develop this chord. Then that is a fourth chord. We have here the G, the root, B, and we need to complete that with another G, double the root note, another G, and a D. The chord is G, B, D. Well, then we have here a D, and following the principle or the guideline, that is double the following the rules or the principles, keep common tones. Then here we have a D, that is a common tone with the previous chord, and then if we have G, B, and D, we need to double the root. Then here G, and is a movement, very step, is only one step, okay? It is in contrary motion to that movement of the bass, and then it is okay. Well, you have done that correctly, okay. Now, in the following chord, we have D, A, no, and we need an F and another D, okay. We can here keep the common tone, and here we can the F, okay. We return to the F, like you have done, okay. After that, here is the same, but here we have the root repeated in the soprano and the bass, and then we have to complete with an eighth and an and an A. Okay. Well, we cannot keep the common tone because we have here an D, we have here another D, and then we have here maybe A is two tones and A is more difference. We can try. Okay, F. Okay, no, because we have here an eighth, and then we can keep the common note, and then here we need an A. That seems correct, and then is what you think. Okay. No, because you have here an incorrect note. Then well, but we cannot use this combination, this chord, because we have a rule, very important, never have more than an octave between adjacent voices in the upper three voices. Okay, and then we have here more than an octave between this eighth and this A. Okay, because an octave is here, but we don't want to double the fifth note of the chord. We only want to double the root note. Then if we have here that D, we have here an F, D, F, A, D. Okay, well, the following the next chord, that is, and here the 5/7 chord has 4 notes. Then we do not have to repeat or double never note in this chord. And then the notes are A, C, E, and the 7th of A, that means G. Okay, G, we have the C, the A, and we need a G and an E. Then we can go here, and we can here A, C, E, and G. Okay, well, here we can have a problem because all the notes are in the same direction, but we cannot avoid that because well, no, we cannot, because if we write G here, and well, we can really maybe it is a very big leap in this. It is not really very good, and then it's better, I think, to the G here and the E here. We have contradiction between the principle of use contrary motion as possible, or move by steep or the smallest possible interval, and then we have to choose one or another of these two principles, and in this case I think it's better to move by smallest possible interval, and we cannot use contrary motion. That is not possible. Okay, here. Well. Then we have your solution, your response, your answer is the same. That's mine. And here D, well, we need an F and here E in the tenor. We do the inverse movement first to 5/7 and 5/7 to first. Well, now we have in this Re, D, A, we need an eighth, keep the common time, okay, F. Well, we need here a rest of an eighth note, F, and here D. Well, and then here, okay, that note of the tenor is very far away of the bass, but it is not a problem because our limitation is never have more than a 12th between the bass and the tenor. Well, we have an eighth, and it is less obviously that a 12th interval. Okay, here your writing is not correct, because you have here a D and an octave is here a D, and you have the alto in a G. It's more than an octave between the D and the G, and you are contrary or against these rules. Never have more than an octave between adjacent voices in the upper three voices. You have more than an octave. That your score is not correct. Okay, and also here you have more than an octave, and then here you have to do a great jump, leaping from the D to the to a C, that is an seventh interval. It is very long. My option is like I am here. I have not problem with that, because then is the G, B, D here. Keep the common tone, and here G, B, D, G. Okay. Well, you can think, oh, you have a long distance between the bass and the tenor, obviously more than an octave. But our rule is never have more than an octave between adjacent voice in the upper three voices. That is not talking nothing about the bass. Only we have never have more than a 12 between the bass and tenor, and we have not G is an octave, A is a ninth, B is a tenth, C is 11th, and D is 12th. Okay, we are inside the rule. Never more than 12 between, but you can have only just specifically 12. We have not against the rules in this great distance. Okay. Well, and that is D, D, F, D, we F, and here we can write. Okay. And then in your score you have to do you have to correct that because I explained it to you, just this very big jump, and you have here it is not possible more than an octave between tenor and alto. Also here you have more than an octave. Correct that, and also and the rest of your exercise is very good. All is okay. Goodbye, and I hope I can help you in your knowledge of the Western harmony for composition in the time of Mozart. Goodbye, Angela. Good night.